So this is one of the original Galaxy S phones, and this is from 2010. This one here is the Galaxy S Fascinate, and each carrier had their own version or variant of the same phone, although they look different for each carrier. So as I said, this one is the Verizon version. This is the Galaxy S Fascinate, and it's a pretty good looking phone. Although you can tell this is definitely in the earlier days of Samsung when they used a lot more plastic on their phones. This one's in an okay condition. Now this one can no longer be activated on Verizon, so I did have to bypass the activation, and I have to do it again because our home key and the option key don't work, but our back key works, and just the back key works, that's it. But I can go around the phone and all that good stuff, but it's kind of a pain just because of that. So I'll give you some specs on the phone here. So this thing is rocking a 4-inch AMOLED display, 800x480 resolution. It is capacitive touch, has 512 megabytes of RAM. It has a micro SD slot, expandable up to, I believe, 32 gigabytes. Has the proximity and light sensors. We do have a 5 megapixel camera on the rear with a flash. Came with Android 2.1, and it came with their TouchWiz skin on top, and it got updated to 2.3.5. So that's the last version for this one, and it runs pretty well, honestly. This is also, this came in 2010, so the same year the iPhone 4 was released, and that was when the iPhone 4 had a Retina display. However, this display looks really, really good, and the Super AMOLED is absolutely beautiful on this, and it's held up pretty well over the time. As you can see, we have a lot of bloatware junk that they included in here. Funny enough, Blockbuster is here. You've got Bing, which that doesn't make a lot of sense considering it's Google and all that stuff, but you've got all these kind of apps here, All Share, 3G mobile hotspot, and it would not be... Oh, that's another thing I forgot to say here. So when you try to use the camera, it won't work because you have to have a memory card in here to use it. So I believe it only has 2 gigs of storage, and you have to have an SD card in here to actually use the camera, which is super disappointing. Some other apps that came here. So we've got, I have not updated the market or anything like that. I just have, this is just as it came. So it looks like it did have Madden NFL 11, NFS, Need for Speed Shift. Man, this thing. All right. My Verizon Mobile. We've got Tetris, Think Free Office, Verizon Apps, VCast Music, VCast Tones, Video Player, Nuance Voice Commands. This is before Bixby and Google Now and all that good stuff. VZ Navigator. We do have YouTube integrated, and Verizon Video. So I have not... Oh, man, this thing. I have not installed anything on this. This is exactly as it would come out of the box. So I just found that kind of funny. But yeah, the lack of storage on this is kind of sad because, something like an iPhone had at least 8 or 16 gigs of storage built in. You had to buy an SD card for this to actually use any of those features. Surprisingly, it looks like this was one of the only Galaxy S phones that had a flash for the camera. So that's kind of interesting. If I can find an SD card, I will try to take some pictures to show you. But from what I could see, it runs really, really well. I just think that it's kind of funny that this uses Bing, and some of the stuff on this is totally different than the Galaxy S2 because you turn this on, you have this kind of interesting puzzle. You fit it in the puzzle, and there you go. It unlocks, and you got this kind of interesting look. You still have that notification shade with all the options there. And just to give you a look around the device here, so we've got these 4 capacitive keys at the bottom. So you have your option key, home key, back key, and search key. Top, we have a black grill for the earpiece. This does not have a front-facing camera, so we just have sensors right there. On the back, we have our 5 megapixel camera and flash. It does have kind of a interesting little pattern, if you can see that. We do have a rear-facing speaker. On the side here, we have our sleep wake key. On the bottom here, we do have a microphone, and that is it. You do see the little notch where you can pull the back case off. On the side here, we do have our volume rocker, and it looks like, not really sure what this is for actually. This little hole here. On the top here, we do have a 3.5 millimeter headset jack, and we do have an actual cover for a micro USB right there. So that was kind of interesting. This one is probably the most unique out of the Galaxy S phones that I do have. So that's the Galaxy S Fascinate.
Okay, so guys, if you like this video, slap that like button down below. If you want to see some more, press the subscribe button also down below, and then hit that bell. I'll see you guys in the next video.